Good morning, I'm Sunetra Choudhury, political editor of the Hindustan Times, bringing you all that you need to know about COVID-19 on Monday, the 8th of June. First up, a look at the numbers. In just the last 24 hours, we've seen more than 10,000 new cases, taking the total number of cases to 257,000. The number of deaths so far, 7,134, which just highlights just how serious the situation here is in India and how the number of cases are yet to peak. If you just look at the worst hit state in the country, that's Maharashtra. Well, in just the last 24 hours, we've seen 3,000 cases there. In fact, the total number of cases in Maharashtra has now overtaken that of China. That means more than 83,000 new cases. And if you look at the worldwide scenario, well, in total, across the world, there are more than 7 million cases now and just 120,000 new cases every single day. And of course, the new hotspots are Brazil, India, and other parts of Latin America and Russia as well. And amidst all of this, Brazil has now announced that they will not be publishing or making public the number of cases and the number of deaths, which has raised concerns from experts saying that they may be trying to hide the number of cases. It's a charge which is similar to what the Delhi situation is, because the Union Health Minister Harshvardhan has said that Delhi, by acting against laboratories and by also making testing and limiting testing, may also be trying to keep the numbers down. So these are concerns that are there across the world and in various governments, and we're seeing them in India as well. Remember, today is the day, of course, that we see the unlockdown being taken a step further. You see places of worship being open. And the ASI, the Archaeological Survey of India, has said that they are going to reopen many monuments, including the Taj Mahal, the Qutub Minar. However, the District Magistrate of Agra has said that they will not be opening up the Taj Mahal, especially for prayers, because they say that it is in a containment zone. So if you're planning to go out there and look at some of these heritage sites, then you should check with local authorities or check your local listings to see if they've really opened or not. But a clearance has been given from the union ministries, but as we've said, the numbers are still rising, so we have to stay safe and not go out unless it's very, very necessary. The next story that we have for you is an order that has been given by the center, which allows for emergency manufacturing of some trial drugs and also their import. They've kept this in mind because they want to make these drugs available to patients who may be doing very badly. And so what it needs is a prescription and an application to be made to the central authorities, in which case they will allow those drugs which have cleared phase 3 of trials to be imported or locally manufactured, so that those patients who are doing very badly can take advantage of them. Just last week, India had allowed the emergency use of remdesivir, Gilead's drugs, for patients who weren't doing well as well. Now, some more bad news. As we know, one of the major ways of countering COVID-19 is to constantly wash their hands, but various areas and regions which are very hard up for water, like Bundelkhand, they're already saying that they are likely to see a water shortage. In fact, they say that the water consumption has really gone up. They say it has doubled, and they owe it to, the local study says they owe it to migrants coming back to Bundelkhand and other regions from across the country after the lockdown, and also by frequent hand washing that has been prescribed. Pipelines and hand pumps only account for 10% of Bundelkhand's household, and out of these, 20% of hand pumps are also not working, and they haven't been repaired because of the pandemic and the restrictions and people not working during that time. So a very, very serious crisis that's brewing in the traditional drought region of Bundelkhand in Uttar Pradesh. And finally, some good news, and that of normalcy returning to various parts of the world. We've seen unlockdown here in India. In Netherlands on Saturday night, this past weekend, they also opened up a nightclub, although it wasn't really a nightclub because EDM or electronic dance music, which usually the acts they open up around midnight, was now showing in the afternoon. They also didn't allow people to dance. They were restricted to their chairs. Initially, they thought they would allow them to dance in their places with 1.5 meters of social distancing. But during this performance, they asked their patrons, which were only about 30 of them. Usually we're used to seeing nightclubs packed with people, but there were only 30 people who were allowed to attend, although they were very, very happy that they could do so. And the nightclub owner said that they would aim to return to about 100 people attending these EDM acts by July. Those are the news updates for now. Keep tracking them on hindustantimes.com.